Our audience is extremely savvy when it comes to the cloud, but one of the things that maybe their users aren't as aware of is really the interconnectiveness of cloud apps and cloud services. Access to one can essentially open access to others as well. What exactly is happening here? And give us some good examples.
We are seeing that the speed and sophistication of cloud attacks is really increasing. Any code that isn't completely under a project's control runs some risk, not just for open source software. The cloud is so complex. Modern applications are being built with so many layers of dependencies. And what this translates to is a lot of vulnerable points. An example of this was PyTorch, which is a widely used Python-based machine learning library. They imported some of their dependencies based on the PyPy index. And the attackers were able to upload a poison dependency and hid it under the real name. These are the kinds of things that attackers are doing to kind of poison the well, insert their malicious code into one of the many interconnected dependencies of modern cloud applications. The takeaway for me here is that you need to operate under a trust but verify mentality, meaning trust the package enough to use it only if you can verify that it's actually doing what it should. And for this, of course, you need security testing. And of course, the best way of doing verification is as close to the developer push as possible. So you should be looking for security solutions that will cover you end to end.
What is the runtime information I can get about a cloud attack that's in motion that is just essentially going to try to complete in 10 minutes? How can I get that information, understand it, and essentially act on it with how Sysdig is helping me?
Cloud attackers are spending less than 10 minutes to execute an attack, which is crazy. And that's why static solutions that are based on snapshots, which can take hours or maybe days, are simply not going to cut it. When you have these point solutions that are stitching together a workflow and not sharing and communicating with each other and sharing context, what ends up happening is your teams are looking at separate vulnerability findings, posture violations, runtime events, and they're forced to deal with them as one-off issues. But really, these are all part of the same environment. They're talking about the same resources. And so what you need is to have all of these findings be able to work together to provide context for an issue, and so that you can have more of a priority stack ranked list based on actual risk and impact.
How are they operating that allows them to capitalize on Sysdig so well?
The grid customers are doing CI/CD scanning, as well as setting up kind of runtime events, as well as checking posture. So the great customers are understanding that attacks can start and escalate from almost anywhere. And so you need to kind of provide protection at each point.
Very good point. Well, if you, our audience, are looking for ways to essentially get runtime information, be able to actually act on it, and not essentially have a bad crypto mining bill or an attacker infiltrating your network, why don't you check out what Sysdig is doing over at sysdig.com/CISO.